if one goods or one food or a certain livestock is contaminated or may dalang disease, we wouldn't know how to address that. Interoperability in the supply chain, since you are putting everyone in the same network, you don't need to have each other parties don't need to have third-party software to connect. Hindi na iba-ibang software. It's just one blockchain, you connect to that information is transparent and accurate. So there's interoperability, more connected but less bureaucratic, more trusted connections through Traxion. Again, accountability. A sample here yung driver, di ba? Alam natin like a bunch of banana, a box or a crate of bananas being transported by a specific driver. And then may nangyari all of a sudden. You can, since you are able to trace that, a certain driver or a certain producer or a logistics company will be able to account for saan papunta yung, saan nawala, saan napunta yung particular goods. So, you are able to do that in blockchain. Last, for the feature of Traxion in the agriculture, I'd like you to visualize producers knowing exactly when and how much to plant, secure buyers even before the harvest. Right now, walang ganong mechanism, right? Because we rely on the usual cycle of farming and kung kailan mag-harvest, and the opportunity for these farmers to, because they know that they can harvest, they know that they can produce, but it's not evident or there's no information about that. What can this thing do for our farmers if we are able to know ahead of time that there's an assured harvest or produce by a certain farmer or community? Now, when we become creative about it, kung ako, I have an extra cash, and because I know that seasonal, may times na drought, may times na rainy season, and they don't have a produce, I could lend them some money because I know in X number of months, meron naman siyang magiging payroll or available, more inclusive for farmers to access those kind of services. Hindi nila na access to any given day. Another sad story when we learned about several communities being offered more than 5-6. Kasi, how much was that? Ilang percent per, 2% per week. So 52 weeks in a year, 104% in a year. Pero yung bangko, di ba, pwede naman 8, 12, 16 per tao. Ako, kung from Manila, I would know, and I'm guaranteed that from the payroll, remember one time sabi ko na may cashless payroll, from the cashless payroll, i-deduct na dun yung monthly payments. Wouldn't it be so amazing to help other people, our farmers, but still have that guarantee na hindi naman tayo mo 1, 2, 3, right? So, those kind of creative ideas, those are not things that's fictional. Those are happening already in other parts of the world. And we would like to bring that here in Mindanao. So, last, the small farmers price their produce better because they know, again, they have access to what is the SRP right now. Hindi yung, dahil ang daming middleman, nag-haggle for the price and talagang babalasuin sila to the lowest of the low. Okay. So this is the farm-to-table consumer app. We have created, we are in the process of developing iFarms. It's a mobile app for farmers, producers, and consumers. Consumers would be hotels, restaurants, or even households. There's no middleman anymore. You get directly or order directly the harvest from the farm. So farm growth simplified and farm to market simplified. So we would know if I'm the consumer, I'm a hotel or restaurant owner, and I want quality of food or quality of ingredients in my restaurant, I would know the quality, because there's a scoring method in this application. So the scoring is based on the quality, the speed of delivery, the added value, and those are crowdsourced, meaning those who participated previously are able to say, okay, okay itong producer yan, or okay itong basil, or chicken, or corn, or bananas, and they would be able to rank it. They would be able to rate it. And as a consumer, okay, I would, there's competition, di ba? Farmers would want to be rated, or the producers would want to be rated high. So they would keep the quality high of the produce, or even up to the delivery. So that's the three main products that we are introducing to Mindanao, specifically to agriculture industry. And again, that's for financial inclusion using our Traxion wallet, our supply chain management, and then this farm to market, farm to fork application, mobile application. Before I end, I'd like to play a video of one of our clients, but I have another one, pero hindi natapos yung video namin, which is in Bukidnon, which is more relevant to our audience, but this one is in south of Palawan. Let me play the video.
All at the same time as essential self-power open for business, because we're given the opportunity to participate in farming in self-power.
We were invited to come to Palawan by the provincial government, PCA, which is the Philippine Coal Authority. And the coal mine industry is a long-established industry. Much of the focus from an investment perspective for the last 100 years has really been on the processing. In the south of Palawan, it's a power level of around 63%. It's well known as the life of coal farmers, both in Indonesia and Philippines, and many of the biggest producers within the industry. It's a hard life, and income levels are very, very low. You obviously have to ask yourself, why would you become a coconut farmer? What we saw was an opportunity to introduce modern farming techniques into this industry, to be able to change the dynamics and to target the way in which we plant to the way in which we harvest, to be able to do that in such a way that we meet specific customer needs that are in the market.
Today, we have 12 employees, about half are real contract and half are day workers. So it's 3 of guys who sort of joined and offered to rule their land. So offered about 10,000 hectares. The deal is that we can grow, they get a land lease, they get a profit share, and we get jobs, priority jobs. We can leapfrog many years of development and actually bring them into a market system. I would imagine if I took a picture from the future and looked at it now, what would this like and happen? One of our workers, a smartphone with a personal barcode, some sort of identification code that would connect into a database with personal operations for himself, secretly, anonymously, safely, and trustworthy. That would probably contain these filters, so services, there's all that stuff.
There are no banks, there are no ATMs, and there's no mobile connectivity. It's only just coming very slowly. And when we offer employment as we do today to upwards of 500 people, we see all of that cash going out into the local community. And that potentially creates quite a few challenges, not only for us, but also for those people that we receive. And this is what we're hoping to do today. Actually implement a way to make these salaries available to all of the community in a digital form, because most of that money is actually spent within the community. So by engaging all local stores and all local service providers, we see a way in which we can have a much more efficient, much more transparent exchange of services.
The convenience of that access is really partnerships all as well. So perhaps what he has is stock up, and he can use the stock to make purchases, and he can use the stock to meet his own needs. He can use the energy. Why not have a little savings as well? But with the medical example, the idea was that every time an employee had a couple of hundred years of spare, it goes into buying real things, shipping, online. So that would be essentially the fact savings institution where the assets are held in full price. And that could be incorporated into the Traxion platform as well. Achieving this, we think the platform like Traxion will be nice.
So, to further elaborate the vision that we have for Mindanao, not just of course, we want to connect everyone in a single platform using blockchain, where people and micro businesses are able to transact more transparently. We would also want to highlight another use case that's very dear to the heart of Traxion team, which is the arms to farms. These arms to farms is a transformational business partnership using smart contracts. This just to show you that in amidst the conflicts that we have in our region, we could support a trustworthy partnership between do you call them armed forces or armed people and the landowners, because they don't trust anyone, they don't trust the system. But with blockchain, we are instilling trust because everything is transparent. Hindi yung kinontrata sila, tas after a while, binabawi, right? And they feel disadvantaged. But because of the smart contract, that's another terminology I'm introducing, but that's again another feature of blockchain. With smart contracts, hindi pwedeng i-deny. There's undeniability of a transaction or agreement that has happened between two parties. And if they say, in this case, these armed people are able to have a joint venture partnership na alam nilang using smart contract is firm and solid. Now they trust the system, not the person, not the organization, not the cooperative or not the landowners, but the system using blockchain. And because Traxion equals trust in transactions, because we're introducing blockchain on those systems, we know that trust brings peace, right? We have this one partner, we cannot disclose yet. Lahat ng forces, NILF, what are those in this MNA,
MILF, MNLF,
yes,
VIFF.
they are not they haven't experienced any form of harassment or anything. They're all friends with one another because they were given this chance to have a joint partnership or joint venture partnership, that they are no longer working on payroll, but they do rev share. So they cultivate the land, they produce, harvest, and the income is being shared 45-55, realized by smart contract or /blockchain. Then trust brings peace. So let me end with this slide and turn you over to Georgie. With the trust that blockchain provides, together we can make the vision of one Mindanao a reality. Thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you, Ms. Ann, for listening lahat. I'm Georgie Azurin. I'm the CEO of Traxion. We'll shortly go into Q&A. Pero ang gagawin ko rin po is isa-summarize ko po yung discuss ng aming CEO kung ano po yung anong implication. Una, once again, we're just reminding everybody we're using blockchain, we can unite Mindanao, the businesses of Mindanao. So it's one network, one Mindanao. And the implication po is, bakit po ngayon pwede? Bakit hindi pwede before? Because I think it's the timing, the historical forces, and the technology right now of blockchain is going to make it happen. Hindi ko namin kayo explain the technical aspects po ng blockchain na nosebleed, di ba? So, explain ko po yung effect down to the farmers, effect sa ating businesses. So, ang mangyayari po is because of what we're presenting, there will be three scenarios or three trends. Tatlo po yan. First, because of a one Mindanao network, we will be interconnecting the largest of the businesses, the medium-sized companies, the cooperatives, even down to the farmers. We will create one economic force, especially kung lahat po yan connected. Yan po yung unang implication. Second is, alam niyo po, blockchain is inevitability. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. Explain ko po ng konti. Bakit po in-emphasize po namin second? Mangyayari po yan whether you believe it or not. Ang blockchain po is the third technology wave. Kung yung una po, magkakamisto na tayo ng age kasi dumating po yung PC. There's so much economic value that was created. People out of companies, countries who adopted it. Second, nung dumating po yung mobile and internet during the late 90s and early 2000s, the rise of Facebook, Google, some companies nagsara. Ang sinasabi po nila, there is going to be the third technological wave, and it's going to be blockchain. So, you don't need to know the details. Same thing po, you don't need to know the details kung how the smartphone works, di ba? Ang kailangan po, malaman nila po, the important thing is, blockchain is going to enable a lot of businesses, is going to create new economies, and it's bringing in new technologies na hindi po nangyayari before. That means, ang third technology wave po, this time po kasama po may hirap. Ang blockchain po kasi may hugot yan eh. Blockchain is for the poor. Ang iniisip po kasi lagi natin, blockchain, hindi po. Blockchain po is for the poor. So that's the second implication, inevitability. And the third po is, because of blockchain, napaka-transparent po. Napaka-transparent. Makikita ninyo kung anong nangyayari sa lahat. And Mindanao, historically, di ba, trust among political parties or whatever parties, trust is being abused. Trust is lost. Ang nangyayari po kasi sa blockchain is it ensures integrity, it ensures trust. At kapag trust po nandoon, what will happen? There will be a peace dividend. Yun po nangyayari. So, that's the third implication po. So, yun po yung sinasabi po namin na why we're trying to present this and ano po yung having said that, we're opening na, no?
Yes,
Questions.
Yes. Can we kindly request our media friends to introduce yourselves first before you ask the question?
Good morning, I'm Maya Pendi from Business World in Manila. Sir, how is Mindanao ready for this? Ano yung basis niyo na mag-take off ito? Ito sa nila.
The blockchain, ang maganda po sa blockchain, it does not require a location to be high technology. That's the indication. And ang laki na po, it says already many things. Again, it could be implying kasi na of all places to Mindanao. And we feel that this is a very good concept to prove trust. Trust po. This is a place na kinakapasunan tayo ng trust, di ba? Na abuso yung ibang indigenous people, small businesses, they're being abused. Employees, no? Ang lalaki namang interest na inaano nila. So we know that this is going to be a very good place to put in a blockchain platform for business.
You have a follow-up question?
Yes. How can you educate, especially the farmers? Kami nga, parang nahihirapan dito. So, I'm just wondering, how will you do it?
Again, hindi mo natin we don't have to explain the blockchain to everybody, including the farmers. So, ang mangyayari po is, they don't even have to know, no, that they're on blockchain. Ang nakikita lang nila yung benefits. So, nila na, uy, yung card ko na may QR code, makakabili na pala ako. Makakahiram na pala ako. Ang nangyayari po is, again, the farmers don't know us, di ba? Sino ba kayo? Paano naman gagawin? Ang ginagawa po namin is we're working with a lot of cooperatives to implement this. And so, ang nangyayari is yung mga farmers, yung mga co-ops ang nakikita yun. At kung nakita nila na ginagamit at madali naman i-explain sa nila, i-adapt nila.
So, the strategy of Traxion is to really engage those organizations that these farmers trust. Kasi yun yung importante. Hindi naman nila kami kilala. They don't trust us. Sino ba kami? Magandang lalaki lang siya ng konti, pero katiwa-tiwala ba siya? Hindi natin alam. But they trust, as an example, Lionheart. They've been serving these farmers for decades now, and they've been introducing modern farming techniques, really generously giving them education on farming. And they see the care and they trust them back. And since we are engaging those people that you saw in the video, and they have the buy-in to implement their cashless payroll or their wallet system on blockchain, then they are able to ask farmers to do it. Why not? We've even asked them if a new technology which you don't know anything about will be introduced to you and ask if the owners of the land, hey, this is the way that we will do our cashless payroll. Ito na yung way para mag-guide kayo dun sa next sari-sari store ninyo. Ito yung extension card para sa misis nyo para hindi nyo ipang-iinom yung lahat ng sweldo ninyo. So, the people instructing them to do that are those people who they trust.
For in Mindanao, have you identified already organizations as partners?
Yes, there are several cooperatives that we are engaging right now, talking, explaining how this works. But there's one specific banana plantation in Bukidnon. Soon there will be a separate PR for that. It's premature to tell. But this is a very big banana plantation. Another press ko niyo, babalik tayo ulit tayo. Huwag naman kasi sa Marco Polo. Joke lang po, sir. And next question.
Yeah. If I may add lang, Maya, kasi during my discussions earlier about mga past meetings with Traxion, si Mindero kasi, parang if we're talking about trust, so nandito yung poverty sa ibang mga areas natin, and then nandito yung armed conflict. Yung sa slide that they show, mga former MILF rebels to, na ngayon into the folds of Traxion. So I think when you talk about trust, very important also, parang top of mind mo is Mindanao. Because nandito yung, parang we're so ready for technological intervention to make progress happen here.
Ganda ng word na technological intervention na not necessarily kailangan nila maintindihan to intervene.
Okay. Our next question.
Okay, good morning, I'm Abs naman. Live tayo sa Multi Channel. Okay. Ang nakita natin ng problema sa Mindanao, itong infrastructure ng communication. Medyo except yung Davao City and Cagayan de Oro at saka itong Gensan. So, paano ito maaabot po ng traction technology kung problema ito sa infrastructure? Paano matulungan ng technology?
Magbibigay po ako ng dalawang example. Kasi, okay, ang envision po natin, di ba? Yung farmer may app. Di ba? App, and then this interactive. It doesn't have to be like that. So, ang dalawang example po is, it could just be an ID. Ay, hindi ko talaga yung ID ko. Parang ID lang siya, di ba? For example, ganito lang po. Simple lang po. Ang ID, ay wala akong talaga. Na may QR code, pwede gawin. And the technology doesn't have to be in the hands of the farmers. That's number one. So, pangalawa pong example is...
About sari-sari stores, sir.
Opo, yun nga po.
So, yun na yun.
Nabasa niyo po yung access. Marami na rin pong nagawang sa kakapilit ng mga Pilipino na gumawa ng paraan, di ba? So, somehow, kung napansin niyo po, the sari-sari store is somehow connected technology. Nagbibenta ng load, so doon po rin kami nakakonect sa 600,000 sari-sari stores. We are connecting right now. We're undergoing the connecting to 600,000 sari-sari stores. Nationwide po. Nationwide po. So hindi lang po co-ops, pero using the QR code, pero even sa sari-sari stores. So yan po yung dalawang example na you really don't need po high technology in the hands of the farmers.
Sa pamamagitan ng card.
Isang example lang po.
Magkano naman?
Yung, ito po.
Our transaction. Opo. Depende po yun. We don't, may limit ba or
Yung cash in, cash out. So, depende sa threshold yun ng mga over-the-counter kung gusto nila i-exchange to actual cash. So kung ano lang, for over-the-counters, medyo kaya ng malalaking, like Cebuana, yung mga ganyan, kaya nila yung malalaking amounts. Pero, be reminded, syempre alam natin that the payroll ng farmers, hindi naman lalagpas ng 10,000. So every payroll, laki na yung 5,000, 3,000 pesos. So for sari-sari stores, the typical load, di ba? Pag nag-load ka ng GCash or whatever, 500, 1,000, so yun yung mga maximum threshold. Kung ano na yung kaya or capacity of the sari-sari stores for transaction, not naman per day.
So yung ano po, yung to add po this na binili, as much as possible po, ang model po namin is B2B2C. So, B2B2C. The B2C component, as much as possible.
Business to business. IT.
Oo nga, sorry akong sorry po. So yung B2C po, business consumer, as much as libre, ang gusto kasi namin mangyari kasi ang monetization po namin, ang nasa-charge po namin yung mga the business owners. That's number one. Now, kung may mga transactions po na hindi naman mo namin may iwasan na papapagastos po yung consumer. For example, remittance. Ang magagawa po namin is we can drastically bring down the price, the cost. For example po, typically 8 to 10% po ang remittance fee from abroad going here. With blockchain technology po, kasi we can bring it down to 2%. So 1 to 2% with blockchain technology. So doon po namin matutulungan po yung mga consumers. No? Kung ang tanong po is how much is the cost, how much is it, or we're bringing down the cost for them.
Okay.
Yes.
Sige po.
Sorry.
That's Maya.
Correct. Sorry, pero parang kay Maya. Kasi as far as kay Maya,
Sige po.
saan yung, saan po kayo blockchain?
Yung,
Similar but not the same. Pareho wallet, pero it's just one of the products that we have, yung wallet. Kasi na-elaborate ko na kanina, may mga apps, may mga supply chain management system. So, in terms of the wallet, it's similar. You can also pay the bills, you can also do your payments to merchants, but there are a lot more. Yung financial services is something that is not present yet with the other wallet, but maybe they would also adapt and provide those services like lending, savings, giving. The main difference is that this Traxion wallet sits on blockchain. There's transparency because with Traxion wallet, you know the information, the data, the transaction. You know everything. Without the blockchain technology, you have limited information.
so, to add to Miss Ann po sa may lalim po ng information, yun po yung difference. For example, kay Maya po kayo. We work with everybody. We have a platform to connect. We have a platform. We have a platform to connect with everybody. Ang sa amin po is pag may piso ka, bumili ka ng saging. Bumili ka ng saging sa supermarket. What do you know? You just bought it for 1 peso. Sa Traxion po, using our blockchain, as a consumer, if it's pag natapos na ho namin ang live, malalaman niyo po kung gano'n na ilang araw na po yung saging na hinog, ilang araw na po siya napitas, saan exactly farm siya nang galing. Yun po yung layo ng information for a consumer. For a farmer, na banana farmer, meron siyang plantation. Malalaman po niya, nakikita po nila, kung siniship na po sa Davao o sa CDO, yung kanyang malalaman niya po kung nalipat na po sa supermarket. Ito na po yung trust eh. Malalaman niya na, mas konti kinikita ko kaysa kay kumpadre doon sa kabilang farm. Kasi nakikita ko, mas maraming benta na yung lot ng banana niya. So yung information po, yung lalim po ng information, yun yung major difference ng blockchain. At the fact na nakikita, walang nandadaya. Yung distributor, yung sabihin na, hindi, konti lang ang benta. At so, trust po ang nangyayari. Iba pa ang implication. Kapag ang gobyerno sumama po sa ating blockchain, kapag, kunyari lang po, nagkaroon pala ng peste yung lot ng saging na yan, matitrace pa nila exactly kung saan farm nang galing. Yan po yung benepisyo ng blockchain. And yan po yung dinadalaw namin. So hindi lang po kami e-wallet. Because we're on top of the blockchain. Yan po yung pangako po ng blockchain.
Okay, yeah. Sunod-sunod po tayo, ha?
You said earlier that it's not necessary to put the technology in the hands of the farmer. But I think it is the hope of Traxion to put it eventually in the hands of every farmer.
Yes.
And so if there are like small-time farmers in the far-flung areas interested to have the technology in their hands, what, for example, would be the lowest kind, no, not lowest, but cheapest kind of phone that they will have to have? And what would be like the signal required? Like, will it run on Edge? Will it run on 3G? And parang how will you try to reconcile that? Because right now it's okay to have like the sari-sari stores and I don't know, the landlords to have the technology, but not exactly the farmers. Of course, if you want to build trust, the hope is that every farmer will have the app and the technology in his own hands for the tracking and the transparency, right? So, like right now, lacking, to be honest, lacking is aside from mahina yung signal, there's always like cable breaks and everything.
Of course, in an ideal situation, like na sinabi ko po, the farmer has a good phone and an app and a good internet connection. Ang blockchain po does not require high technology equipment or anything because of how it can interconnect with everybody. And nasa ano na rin mo namin, no? Nasa mga tao, no? How do we do creative ways po, no? To connect with the blockchain technology. So, kumbaga wala akong minimum, pwede mo natin masabi wala akong minimum tech specifications po. Pero of course, the most ideal is smartphone, may app, pero po maganda po yung broadband.
Regarding the security, I depend from that. Regarding the security of the application and also the data, knowing that the farmers will input their SSNs, will have another important information sa account nila. Aside from that Traxion, is there any other party who can access that, or it's only between Traxion and the cooperative?
Okay. So, I'll go a little bit technical, okay? Para ma-address natin yung question mo kasi security yung ano yan. So, Traxion is using an enterprise-grade blockchain. Enterprise-grade, hindi ko rin sasabihin kung anong tayo closely, but this is something that was initially developed by IBM. So we are their strategic partner, or Traxion is the strategic partner of IBM Philippines. And we are using an enterprise-grade blockchain. What does it mean? An enterprise-grade blockchain means it's permission-based. Permission-based. So it's not a public or open blockchain that we're using. We are using a permission-based blockchain. That kind of blockchain allows for an organization to just give certain data or information to certain parties. So para mas maintindihan natin, saka mas medyo related kayo, di ba? Nagpapa-hospital tayo, kasi may insurance card ka. Sa insurance company, sa insurance card, in that one single transaction alone, ang daming parties na pwede involved. The insurance company, the hospital, the BIR ng insurance company, siyempre after sila sa revenue, probably SEC, BSP, or others, or doctors, patient. Right? Ang daming parties involved, but you cannot, in that industry, regulated industry, such as healthcare, you cannot implement a public blockchain. It should be private blockchain, still distributed to so many computers, pero may partition place. Meaning, the BIR cannot access my diagnosis. It's not relevant to you. Kung may diabetes ako or what. Only my doctors can, and I can give permission to that. So that's an illustration of an enterprise blockchain.
Another question. Since we have, there's a wallet now for Traxion. Can we, and you are also receiving access. Will the app or the wallet will accept transfers from other parties like Chika?
Yes. Again, we are not competing with any wallet available in the market. We are very inclusive. We don't like exclusivity. We connect to different wallets. So we are actually partners of those brands that you mentioned. So you are able to transfer money from different wallet to wallet.
And wallet again. Will there be, for the consumers, will there be any rebates if ever they will buy somewhere using that?
Yeah. So the consumer version that we are developing, kasi inuuna namin, there's a cashback reward program that you can trace which merchandise, and how many points. That would require another set of PR or.
Sir Tony has a question, sir.
Yes, in your recent presentation, there was promised that if only blockchain was involved, the aid from the foreign countries to our country for the land that it was to be transparent. Everybody will be asking, can you explain that? Can you explain how?
Tatayo pa ako para maganda yung picture ko kasi yung favorite topic ko. For the information of many, of everyone in the room, we are also owners of GabaGives.com, GABAGIVES. So it's a person-building crowdfunding platform in the Philippines, and where anyone can create a campaign, personal campaign or personal causes, and then people that he knows will be able to donate. So crowdfunding ko parang GoFundMe. So are you familiar? So it's crowdfunding. In that question, sir, this very relevant and very apparent requirement of database to go on blockchain, because we want to really promote transparency with all these donations happening around us. And that's very specifically, very close to our heart kasi yun yung gusto namin talagang i-address, the transparency. Whenever, imagine that in a scenario where there is this kind of foreign aid donations, the amounts of millions of dollars and all of that, imagine what blockchain can do, that they can trace the money from France, from Italy, from US, from wherever, and those specifically down to the last cents can be traced down to the recipients wherever from Yolanda during that time. So that's the technology that will really address the concern on transparency and accountability of our leaders when it comes to managing the nations. And yun yung napakagandang use case na sinabi, and very thankful for mentioning that, because our team, which is under Traxion, is also doing that same initiative to promote and to implement for public use yung platform na yun, and we'll definitely update you when that happens in 3 months.
So, yung to add po to these standards, we already have an existing business for that. We're the #1 donations platform in the Philippines. So, pag magulang ko nagkasakit, mga tao po doon nag-propose ko, hindi kami nag-tulong, kailangan namin 1,000. Marami po nag-tulong sa this platform. So, ang ginawa po namin is, so we're also the donations platform for 200 foundations. So, ang ginawa po namin, we're now moving again also to blockchain to address po the institutional aids donations po for calamities. So, ang ginawa, donations from World Health Organization and UNDP. And the same thing po, you got it right po, na it's blockchain that's transparent. So, ang mangyayari po is, funding po from UNDP pag meron another calamity, nakikita po not only by UNDP, but anyone they allow into the media. Nakikita po nila kung saan po tuloy-tuloy yung pondo. Meron mo bang politician na inupuan yung pondo? Gano po ang performance ng isang recipient agency on how good are they in dispersing or buying funds. That's why po, yan po again yung promise po talaga ng blockchain, transparency. And it's part po of our group of companies po na under Traxion.
Follow-up. In the example that Ms. Khan cited in the case of, I think, Luma, who have or this was about the fact that your information can be secure in the blockchain, and you can use that as evidence that you own the land, for instance.
Yes.
My question is there any law now that enable an information like that to be acceptable in court? Because I believe that any information that is going to be used for evidence is to be accepted by the court. in the case of blockchain information is acceptable?
Sir, blockchain is very, very new. Not just here in our country, but in other parts of the world. And alam naman natin yung law to be crafted, it takes some time, some education also of our lawmakers about it. And I don't think there is something already put together, assembled as a bill to be passed as a law to recognize any blockchain technology being or being recognized officially by governments to be accepted as a legit document of the indigenous people. So we could only hope for, but it doesn't stop us from giving that service. And proven right, those kind of information sitting in the blockchain for specific indigenous community would be very, very helpful to the government as basis to proceed or to process their aid. So that we desire for this to be a tool to help them recognize that. But we don't know whether there's a law to officially recognize.
Yes, just a follow-up para dun sa mga CADI. How can they show it as a proof na kanila yun, na CADI area yun, if it is not recognized by law?
So we aim to mimic the process of that. It's something that we visualize that will happen to the cooperation of the community leader and an LGU representative. So it's still a collaborative effort between that community and the LGU. And proving that would require, of course, the application or the dashboard or certain information that we provide to them. It's not us, it's just our tool gathering all those information. Pero i-authenticate naman yan typically nang nag-authenticate yan yung sa LGU and then yung from their community.
Kumbaga, dagdag yung ano po is, we can use the blockchain na, put it in, kasi ito yung mga blockchain natin. But of course, for that specific question, walang illegal bearing, di ba? But the fact that nailagay na po natin dyan, it's in aid for a future legislation. We were able to put it already in a database via the blockchain. So, makakatulong kasi at least nailagay natin dito. No? And
So you have a coordination with the NCIP because a certificate of best key areas are given by NCIP. It's not from the RCC.
Yeah, not yet. We are starting with the basic identity, yung kanina namin pinakita. The CIDC is a future, it's a milestone for us. Ang importante lang ngayon, meron muna siyang identity, his name na hindi nagbabago, and his affiliation with a particular cooperative or farmland. Kasi yun muna eh. You reach first the relationship of that particular person to an institution so that there's a connection. He becomes relevant in our system.
Just a follow-up, still on report cards. For the sake of transparency, how are there already parameters established in the blockchain technology?
So sir, as mentioned kanina, what we're using is a permission-based. So definitely you would need, for specific cooperative solution, for example, you would need to ask permission from them. It's not us, that the technology partner, but the information owner.
for example po, some layers of permissions, like if everyone's connected on the blockchain, di ba? So private transactions between farmers and the corporations, so how they're compensated, that's internal to them. It's on the blockchain, but they're not going to give permission. Then the corporations probably, what they can provide to the government is, these are the number of kilos or volume that we've been shipping to Manila or export. So that's the permission that they give. And siguro, being public information to the government, that's also what the media can also access But then again, sabi nyo, binigay ng government, is really good. So, it's the blockchain nga po, no, that maintains integrity. Knowing you're not, although it's government that gave you permission because you're part of the blockchain, hindi ko ginawa ng gobyerno yung information nang galing po sa blockchain. So, the integrity is still there.
My final question, is
Yes.
Traxion soliciting investments also in the blockchain?
Yes, sir, kaya po, kailangan namin talaga.
As a technology startup, alam naman po, it's a perpetual for us. No? Even Uber is still taking in investments, and Grab taking investments. So, of course, as a technology company, we've raised funding. We're continuously raising funding because medyo lofty po yung aming goals after po nito. Siyempre, for the other development.
We want to expand also the services that we can offer, not just to do them. Sir, something like that.
My question is the currency and then so this is the cryptocurrency behind the financial services that you are
Ang galing mo, sir. Ano mo, naiintindihan mo siya?
actually 2015 I owning the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, sorry.
That's why I'm trying to ask kasi diba sa investment if there are more people using the coin, then
The value.
so
Parang teacher.
so it's not Bitcoin, it's not Bitcoin, it's not
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
it's our own token. The symbol is TXN. And yes, TXN.
And then you have already tried like from the app and then the orders successfully in cash.
Right now, to them, it's cash. The token works at the background as a stable value, meaning if it's 1,000 pesos, it's 1,000 tokens, for example. They don't, I don't think they can be that advanced yet to understand tokens. And though they can see that, there's an option to see how many tokens is equivalent to the payout. We get encouraged. For other services and for other type of communities, we do share that information about tokens, and they can have an access to change that to fiat or cash.
To para lang for this. So I'll share naman the answer na medyo maliit na siyempre technical question. So sa blockchain po kasi, the mode of transaction has to be a token. Hindi mo pera, hindi mo peso. We have to tag a cryptocurrency. So required po yun. That's why meron pong token. Yung question mo po na kailangan ba alam ng farmers? Hindi. Ang nakikita pa nila peso. Ngayon, na-affect ba sila ng parang Bitcoin, di ba? Dati $20,000, ngayon naging $6,000. Hindi po. Kasi po, protected po sila. So kung ang sweldo nila 10,000, hindi sila magugulat na it's either naging 100,000 next week, which is okay sana, o bawi ng 500 po. It's still a stable value.
Actually, that's where my question is.
Opo. Stable value po. Although tokenized siya, hindi po siya kasama sa buying and trading po dun sa demand and supply po ng public price po ng token. Yes.
Yeah, kasi you said that you currently work project based. So this one, you're currently working with banana farmers.
Yes.
Is there in the near future parang working naman with the fishermen, like not just like fishermen lang, but also like seaweed. Because I heard like in Zamboanga, there's a lot of mga ex-MIL who are seaweed farming naman, something like that. So is it in the near future for Traxion to work naman with fishermen?
Definitely. That's why I emphasize kanina yung ex namin, we're industry agnostic. cater to any industry. And in fact, right now, aside from farmers, we are also catering to cooperatives of seafarers.
So also in the future, like people to have grants.
So we'd like to develop that business.
So, just to emphasize how industry agnostic we are. On this level po, no, what we call po the bottom of the pyramid on the economic value of farmers. On the high end, we are the development arm po of LG. So, LG, mga TV, mga LG brand, na Lucky Golds, So, all 300 companies of LG in Korea made the decision to move to blockchain. And we are one of their major developers. And kung ano po yung same on transparency and security, pareho lang rin po, binabalang po namin. Kaya madali so may experience po kami. That's why, syempre ang tanong po ba't confident kayo sa inyo, may experience po kami.
Sir Awi,
Sir, na po ako kay Mauricio. Paano nyo napauod yung ito ba tapos what is in there? Is it about the QR code? Of course, maybe they are interested in the identity. And ano bang requirement sa mga tao ito to participate? Kailangan ba ng properties or just to be a member of the corporate?
Yung sa Lionheart, sir, the engagement is with the Lionheart owners and the company and not to them. Hindi naman namin sila pina-own. But it is their way of doing cashless payroll. So, wala ka naman choice. Gusto mo naman matapag ng sweldo mo. So, you'll adopt the system because you trust the landowners because they are being treated as partners.
So po, for us po, kumbaga required po na how do we initiate in an area, no? We work, like for example, in all cases, somebody, an entity that the community trusts, first and foremost cooperatives. Yan po yung or a corporation that wants to be fair, tulad po nitong dalawang kumpanya po that we're working with. They just want to value trust. Kasi nga ho, napaka-importante sa kanila yun eh. Alam niyo dito, diba? Paper is kontrata. Pero pag nakikita po nila, kasi transparent, yun importante po. So, bottom line po, for us, ang entry point namin, one of the major entry points will be co-ops.
So does it have to be necessary to have a property?
Hindi naman po. Hindi naman po. Kasi po, of course, although the emphasis of is farmers, it could also be, again, fishermen or it could be just factory workers. So,
saan papasok dun yung concept ng savings? Doon, pwede ba doon sa wallet or doon sa cooperative ulit?
May ano po eh.
This is a voluntary, depende po sa organization. So, for that particular organization that we are engaging, they are offering a voluntary savings na i-attach nila yun sa payroll. For example, na 20% of my payroll should be saved. Makikita mo yung buong 10,000 if it's your gross payroll is 10,000. But it goes to another wallet ID in your app na yung 20 or 2,000 pesos is there. Nandiyan siya visible but you cannot encash it first kasi you are being encouraged not to save kasi parang hindi na uubos palagi yung sweldo.
So dun sa video po ng Lionheart, kasi parang sinabi ko na kunyari ang sweldo is 10,000 ng farmers. Wala namang bangko, so cash. Ito na yung cash. Behavior-wise eh, pag may cash ka, may tendency mo nang maubos eh. Now, kung ilalagay ko natin sa isang e-wallet, hindi lang nakita, pero alam naman nila na since they trust the system na they don't have to spend, di ba? So, may naiipon, 2,000 pesos, 1,000. Nila. So, parang nagiging bank account. So, it's also more of a behavioral change. There's a mind shift lang for them na, nandiyan naman eh. Hindi ko nagagastos, pero alam ko, nandiyan. So, nakakapag-saving sila. So, in a lot of ways, nakakapag-encourage po ng savings.
So, for the two companies that you are engaging with, Ito ba yung sa Mindanao or ito yung
Ito yung south of Palawan and then one in
okay. Ito yung sa Mindanao yung banana plantation.
Yes.
So how is ano po yung update? Saan na po kayo ngayon?
We are in the scoping stage for it's an end-to-end kasi may pinakamalaking system siya. Not unlike dun sa Lionheart, it's a smaller system. It's just a wallet. But in this banana plantation, they will be getting all the features, pati yung sa supply chain, to specifically know the inventory of the bananas per hectare, per land square. So, mas malaki siya. It would take some time, but we are ready to implement blockchain for their business.
Ito lang po ba yung other in the pipeline po?
Yes.
Meron pa bang
Madami pa, but not relevant to Mindanao, but in Mexico.
or Mindanao, ito lang.
For now.
Last one or two questions. Kasi
Pwede
alam ko
ba meron
yung
pa
mga-
po, ma'am?
Okay. Si Ma'am muna po, kanina pa po kasi siya.
I mentioned that from the moment. I want to ask, how is the middleman taking this? Have you had any difficulties in creating a particular area because of maybe some connections with the local government, middleman, rejection?
So far now, kasi directly we are engaging with the farm owners.
Ma'am, medyo kung lang ako, no, yung protection namin sa media, pag may ma-important dito sa pangit niyo yung transparency, transparency. So, yung protection mo yung kukuha ng information sa amin.
Galing po sa inyo?
News ba?
Sorry, sir, hindi ko po naintindihan. Pasensya po.
Yung pag-access namin mga information, kasi sabi nyo,
Pag nabigyan mo po kayo ng permission to access it, wala mo po problema, wala mo po problema, sir.
Okay, last
Last na lang po, kasi
It would still be about the
Yes.
because I mean, first, yung exchange ng reaction to adopt
hindi ko alam yung exact
For Bitcoin.
pero alam ko lang sa Ether, it's 1-0, at ng 0 Ether. Ethereum yung tag namin, not Bitcoin.
kasi di ba na it affects no different from your financial services na also parang lumalaban sa ang ban. But so fraction right now, yung fraction of token to a Bitcoin, we're not
No. You can still convert, pero I just don't know the conversion rate. Ang kabisado ko ng conversion rate is 1 fraction token is equivalent to 0.30007 Ether. But definitely you can use your Bitcoin to buy fraction. For any, yeah.
last na lang. Is the fraction token giving money?
No, there's no money. It's free. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you po.
Clarification for writing purposes lang. Ang simpler lang word, yung transaction management.
Company
Specializing
specializing in blockchain.
ano po mas simple pa ba ito? Paano
Kasi we manage transaction talaga. So transaction can be financial transaction, can be payment transaction, can be loan transaction. So it's transaction. We are managing transaction.
Okay. So thank you very much for all our Davao media friends and bloggers. Thank you, Anne and Georgie, for I know this is just the first of many projects that you're doing here, right? So, I know also marami pa kayong events na pupuntahan today because nakakarating din sa amin may mga senators nandito, papatawid din sila special. So, pero for now, siguro tapusin muna natin yung food. Papapasok pa kami ng additional food for those who weren't served earlier. So, tapusin lang natin sa Dele and then we meet you up outside. Thank you so much.
Visit na lang po ng website namin, traxion.tech, traxion, traxion.tech,
Tsaka yung hashtag po natin,
Hashtag.
natin sa kanila.
Traxion and the hashtag One Mindanao. Yes, correct. This is just one, first of the many projects that we are doing in Mindanao. Definitely, kasi may mga cooperatives baka may hindi lang naka-sign up. Thank you.
Pero nalabas yung video na yun, so makikita nyo.